This is the Voice of Turkey's English language transmission, broadcasting from Ankara in the 25-meter band between 1330 and 1430 UTC on 12035 kHz to Europe. You can listen to us over the Turksat 3A and 4A satellites and on the internet at www.trt.net.tr through the Voice of Turkey link. Our email address is englishdesk@trt.net.tr.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello. Today is Friday, 26th day of February 2021. This is the Voice of Turkey and you're listening to the news. Over 300 schoolgirls were kidnapped in Nigeria in the wee hours of Friday. Eyewitnesses said armed men attacked a boarding school in the northwestern state of Zamfara. Alhaji Bello Maikusa Jangabe, a father of one of the students at this school in Talatar Mafara local government, said he was woken up by gunshots early morning. We thought they had come to attack residents as they usually do. Unfortunately, this time around, they aimed at the students and abducted about 327 of them. Later, we noticed that only a few of the students were left behind, he told Anadolu Agency by phone. Malam Saidu Kwairo, a guardian of one of the abducted girls, said the gunmen stormed in riding 7 vehicles and opened indiscriminate fire. We could hear the helpless voices of the abducted girls screaming for help amid sounds of gunfire, he added. Police have yet to comment on the issue. No group has claimed responsibility for the abduction. The Azerbaijani president said on Friday that he hopes Armenia will abide by November 10 ceasefire deal to prevent further escalation. Attending a virtual news conference, Ilham Aliyev said Armenia's political crisis resulted from its occupying policies. Relations between the former Soviet republics of Armenia and Azerbaijan have been tense since 1991 when the Armenian military occupied Nagorno-Karabakh, internationally recognized as Azerbaijani territory, and 7 adjacent regions. When new clashes erupted on September 27, 2020, the Armenian army launched attacks on civilians and Azerbaijani forces and violated several humanitarian ceasefire agreements. During the 44-day conflict, Azerbaijan liberated several cities and nearly 300 settlements and villages from the nearly 3-decade-long occupation. Despite the November 10 deal ending the conflict, the Armenian army several times violated the agreement and martyred several Azerbaijani soldiers and a civilian, as well as wounded 3 people, according to the Azerbaijani Defense Ministry. The European Union aims to establish a common COVID-19 certificate system in the next 3 months, a top official said on Thursday. The European Commission is working on a COVID-19 data system to be introduced throughout the bloc, and it is expected to be operational 3 months from now, according to Ursula von der Leyen, the president of the EU's executive body. The database will connect the national systems of European countries by providing uniform content on when and which vaccine has been given to citizens, she said at a news conference after the first day of a virtual EU leaders summit focused on new challenges of the pandemic. The EU system will not discriminate against those who opt against vaccination, von der Leyen also explained. She said it will also have information on whether a person had a negative PCR test or produced antibodies after recovering from COVID-19. EU leaders will decide in the upcoming months if they want to enforce the use of the certificates for travel within the bloc. According to von der Leyen, 8% of the EU's adult population will have received vaccine shots by the end of the week, with the bloc aiming to inoculate 70% of its adults by the end of September. UN General Assembly President Volkan Bozkır has welcomed the renewed agreement of ceasefire by rival militaries of India and Pakistan along the line of control in the disputed Jammu and Kashmir. I wholeheartedly welcome today's ceasefire agreement between India and Pakistan, said Bozkır on Twitter on Thursday. Their stated commitment to achieve sustainable peace through addressing each other's core issues and concerns sets an example for other countries and demonstrates UNGA values, he added. Early Thursday, in a joint statement, the 2 militaries announced that they will observe all ceasefire agreements along the LOC, a de facto border with the disputed Kashmir Valley between India and Pakistan. The statement said the heads of military operations of the two South Asian nuclear-armed neighbors held discussions via a hotline and agreed to address each other's core issues and concerns that have the propensity to disturb the peace and lead to violence, so that sustainable peace is achieved along the borders. Both countries have accused each other of violating the 2003 border ceasefire agreement. India's Home Ministry said Pakistan violated it 5,133 times in 2020, while Pakistan accused the Indian troops of violating the agreements more than 1,600 times in the same year. Turkey Friday commemorated the Khojaly massacre that saw the killings of hundreds of Azerbaijani citizens at the hands of Armenian forces 29 years ago. As many as 613 innocent Azerbaijani citizens, including 106 women, 63 children, and 70 elderly people, were indiscriminately killed, with hundreds more wounded by Armenian troops in their attack on Khojaly town in Azerbaijan's Upper Karabakh region on February 26, 1992. Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan on Twitter commemorated those Azerbaijanis who were brutally murdered in Khojaly 29 years ago. Erdogan expressed condolences to the Azerbaijani people and said, "We are one nation, two states. As Turkey, we will continue to support the rightful cause of Azerbaijan." Presidential spokesman Ibrahim Kalın also remembered the brutal massacre and conveyed his condolences to the people of Azerbaijan. Kalın also vowed to never forget and not let it be forgotten. A foreign ministry statement earlier said, "We know that wounds from the Khojaly massacre, which happened before the entire world, are still fresh. We feel and share the pain of Azerbaijan in the deepest part of our hearts." The ministry statement said over 1,000 people were taken prisoners in these attacks, and the aftermath of the losses remains unknown. We wish God's mercy upon those who lost their lives in this massacre and extend once again our most sincere condolences to all Azerbaijani people, added the statement. Turkey also commemorated the martyrs who lost their lives in the Battle of Homeland when Azerbaijan liberated its occupied territories and paved the way home to approximately 1 million Azerbaijanis who were displaced. And that was the news brought to you by the Voice of Turkey.